And the report is also a plus for the country, in that the country is now recognizing the degree to which they were lied to by the Democrats, by the corporate media. So will this be a window of opportunity to like repair relations with Russia, which have gotten really bad? By the way, James Corbett is out with another one of his wonderful videos. This one is Russiagate in 3 minutes, and it's also on the main page at whatreallyhappened.com. I love his videos. I love the one he did about 9/11, and this is another one. It's just as good, and you need to look at it here. All right, we're going to take a phone call now from James in Sacramento. Aloha, welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Hey, I was listening to your show. I'm always a day behind listening to your shows. But the guy the other day that was talking about the rabbits and using that metaphor and trying to do that,
I think it was cats.
I understand biology. Oh, yeah, cat. That was a cat. Yeah. Yeah, you know, there's an old saying about how do you get rid of a feral cat? You don't feed it.
Yeah.
But did you get the joke?
Yeah, I did get the joke here. You know, actually, out here in Hawaii, it's illegal to feed the feral cats.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. All right. So anyway, what I was going to put out for that was rats, because this is a absolute biologically recorded fact. You can't deny the fact, and it has to do with whenever the food supply gets higher and higher, the rat population, especially back in the old days when rats were just rampant, but the more the food supply was there, the greater the rat population would grow. And then the rat population would grow until it exceeded its food supply, and then you would have a bunch of rats dying off.
Yes.
I mean, is that cruel to say that? But it's just a fact. It's a fact.
No, that's the way nature works here, and you know we're about to have major food shortages in this country.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about, was about you know, the population thing, where, you know, when you and I were young, I'm only 6 years younger than you, but it was like 3.5 billion on the planet.
Yes.
And there was all those people in the 60s and the early 70s that were calling for, oh, population control. We've got too many people on the planet, and it was only 3.5 billion. I mean, seriously, Michael. And nowadays, what is it? It's almost 7 billion, but it's 6.5 or 6.7, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the planet's
Yeah,
getting crowded.
that's what people got.
Well, you know, look at it. Sex is a lot more fun than dying.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. Although I haven't died yet. Yeah, but the other part I do understand. But the thing is it's the food supply. We got because of the petrochemicals and all the fertilizers and all this stuff. We made more and more food.
Yes.
And if human beings don't think they're going to just do just exactly what rats do, they're deluding themselves, because it's going to be just like what the rats do. When there's a ton of food, there will be more and more people populating. And as soon as the food runs out, when we reach that little critical, like, crosshair on that,
yep.
What is it, the red line? Yeah. And then it's like, and now it's like, well, that's, you know, you see it in Africa and stuff, because they don't know how to make their own, they don't know how to farm and stuff, so they blow it.
Well, wait a minute. That's a drastic oversimplification. I mean, what happens in Africa, of course, is they'll get, you know, natural disasters like floods, like we're getting. They'll get locusts. They'll get droughts. And it's not that they don't know how to farm. It's that it's a very tough place to farm for the vast majority of that continent here. But yeah, population is always dependent upon the available food supply. The reason the human population is expanding so much is because we have no natural predators I mean, yes, if you walk out in the middle of Africa, you might be eaten
except
by a
for,
lion,
except for
but
ourselves.
on a general overall level, we don't have any predators who are limiting our population growth. And we do have, at least for the moment, abundant food. Uh, and it is an issue. And I am in agreement with those who say there are too many human beings on this planet. It's just that everybody who's out there pushing that, they want somebody else to die or somebody else to go without children. And
Yeah,
I'm not the sort of person who can play God like that.
yeah, yeah. Me either. Yeah, but it's one of those things that takes care of itself. I mean, it'll just balance itself out. You know, it might not be a pleasant scene to watch, but
Well,
it
look at
will
what happened
balance
at
itself
Rapa
out.
Nui when their uh, population ate the island down basically to the ground, and they ran out of food. They started eating each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and that's happened in a few other. That's happened in a few other countries too, where they've
Oh, it's happened
started eating each
everywhere. If you go
other.
back far enough in history, virtually every major branch of the human race
Oh
has
my
gone
God,
through a period of cannibalism.
The Soviet Union, when Stalin was starving, what was it, like 40 million people out there? There were stories about people eating each other.
Well, you know, it wasn't that Stalin deliberately starved the people. That was the aftermath of that Lysenkoism disaster, which should be a lesson for those who are just slavishly following along with human-caused
It
global
should be
warming.
a lesson